Hi, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our next session with Mr. Harish Bijoor. Harish runs a unique boutique consulting outfit branded Harish Bijoor Consults Incorporate, a brand name that has a consulting presence across the markets of Hong Kong, Seattle, London, Istanbul, Dubai, and the Indian subcontinent. He has spent his career across the aggressive realms of FMCG, telecom, and consumer durables, and is considered a marketing practitioner and thinker who is ahead of the consumer thinking curve year on year. Harish has recently published a book titled Marketing Trends: Smart Insights into the World of Indian Business. He is actively involved in research relating to rural consumer behavior, rural retail networks, and the trade mechanisms at play. Harish has published papers extensively on the subjects relating to strategic marketing, branding, consumer behavior, retail networks, rural marketing, marketing research, and trend analysis. Today, he will be talking about new marketing strategies of product and services in new normal. So welcome so much, Harish, and thank you for being a part of this event. Over to you now.
Thank you. Very kind of you for that kind introduction. I want to first of all say hello to everybody who is on this call. The pity is I cannot be in your midst in person, and neither can you all be together in one location. But Zoom calls work as well. And I think what really happens is over a period of time, we have learned how to communicate over a long distance, over remote methods like a typical Zoom call. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to start calling you that because I think you're at the cusp of starting education as adults in a design journey which you're about to start. So I'm told that all of you are design interested students. And so I thought of talking to you about the future imperatives, the future new strategies that you design students need to look at when you look at promoting products and services in the great Indian and the great world market. So I'm going to be talking to this design batch. So first of all, a hearty welcome. If you have decided to study now, when the pandemic is on, I think you have made an excellent decision. You have made an excellent decision because you are going to be studying at a point of time when market jobs are not available as much. And therefore, by the time you finish your design journey, India is slated to be growing frenetically in the market of jobs. And I think the timing of your batch is totally right. Come 2025, I think India is a market which is going to be looking for young designers, design-oriented people, strategy-oriented people, product design-oriented people, people with cosmetic design ability of every kind, welcoming them into the job market. So I think it's a good time to be investing in an education. I say this, like in the stock market lingo, when the markets are down, you must buy. And when the markets are up, you must maybe sell. I don't know. But I think the market for jobs are down now. So this is the time to study. And when the market starts going up, that is the time to be working and earning salaries and bonuses and big incomes from a design background. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say a few things. And I will say those first few things as very important points I want to convey to you. After that, I will get into the subject and talk to you about how you can really create a career for yourself out of design, and particularly in the realm of products and services. The first thing that I want to tell you is that the best education is that education which teaches you to observe. The best education is one which teaches you to observe with your eyes, observe with your ears. It's actually hear with your ears. Observe with your sense of smell. Observe with all your senses. I don't think there is any education better than that education, particularly for a design student. The power of observation is what you need to start learning and start picking up continuously. So, for a design oriented person, the idea is talk less, observe more, and observe visual observation, oral observation, which is AURAL, which is all about the hearing ability, and the sense of smell, the touch observation, the tactile observation, and of course, the sense beyond it, which we may call the sixth sense. So, as you put together an education degree, as you look at Karnavati University, run so ably by Mr. Hada and of course all the faculty that actually run this place, I think your decision should be to acquire two things. Market intelligence is the first thing. Intelligence by observation process. Intelligence not by the mugging process of reading up a textbook, but intelligence that comes from being alive. And if you are alive, you are actually observing with all these instruments which are God given to us. The eyes to see, the nose to smell, the ears to hear, the hands to touch, the tongue to taste, and eventually the sixth sense as well. So my welcome address to you would be to say that focus on observing, focus less on talking, and focus less on rote study, on just reading something and memorizing it, but focus on your very alive abilities which each one of us have. So the lesson is you have to get market intelligence by observing, and the other intelligence which you have to learn is artificial intelligence. Many of us are very worried about technology. You and I are okay with writing with our hand, but maybe not as comfortable with typing onto a keyboard. Many of us are happy drawing lines freehand, but maybe we are not happy actually using Corel Draw and drawing something out. I think that is one thing all of us need to acquire now, the ability to design with technology. Because technology is the future. And two things are important: intelligence, your intelligence, and artificial intelligence, which is the science of really understanding consumers better in the years ahead. For me, personally, design is not one science. If you've chosen design, design is not a science. Design is an art. Design is a science. And design is a philosophy. So design is three things altogether: art, science, and philosophy. You have to think of embellishing each one of these in your personality as you grow in a design-oriented career. Design is also not one subject. Design is a subject called culture. It's about the cultural issues we go through. Design is a subject called history. It's about history, the way you and I will see and experience. So a design student must learn history. Design is about physics, the ability to understand how things work and how things move and how kinetic a motion can actually be. Design is chemistry. It leaves back a certain chemistry in the human being who looks at your design. And design is literature. Design is language. I can go on and on. Design is all these subjects. However, as you start today, please focus on two things: building intelligence by listening, smelling, tasting, touching, and the sixth sense, and secondly, technology. Technology is learn artificial intelligence I will urge each one of you to start by learning artificial intelligence. You have to learn coding, basic coding. You have to learn machine language, at least the basics of it, to see how machine language is going to become a big thing. Read about quantum computing, very, very important in the future. Read about robotics, because robotic design is going to be coming in the future. Read about quantum computing, which is very big, data visualization, and I can list some 16 other things. So today, as you enter a design career, I'm trying to tell you, design is more than one subject. Design is art, science, and philosophy. And design is about gathering intelligence by listening. And design is also about gathering intelligence by using science like AI or artificial intelligence. Now, let me come back, my dear friends, to the subject very quickly to say that, we are really talking about the fact that, there are products and services, and products and services can be impacted by design in a big way. But we are going through very tough times. You and I know we are going through very tough times. COVID, the pandemic, is amidst us. A lot of us have been through COVID ourselves, or we have lost our family members to COVID, or there have been a lot of pain in our lives, pain and expenditure in our lives. If you really look at it, I think we have to think
Recording in progress
about this situation. We have to philosophically think and say that you and I are participating in an act of God to an extent. Some say it's the act of devil. I don't know what it is. COVID is an act of God event, an act of devil event. COVID comes from nowhere. But why has COVID come in our midst? I think we need to suddenly say that COVID is a comma moment in our life. We have a full stop and we have a comma. COVID is a comma moment. It is reminding us that, listen, take it easy, slow down, think what you're doing, think of the consequences of what you're doing, do the right things. And therefore, I personally see COVID to be a kind of a comma moment. It is nature's call of a different kind. It's nature's call to change, nature's call to take it easy, nature's call to get inclusive, nature's call to get holistic, nature's call to get natural, nature's call to get green. Essentially, nature is telling us, don't fight against nature. So design and design education that goes with nature, design education that goes with the natural, I think that is a great thing to look at. The second thing that I want to talk to you is, as you get into the world of design and education, a very big thing has happened in our lives. When I was growing up, my parents and my grandparents would look at me and tell me, young man, yes, once upon a time I was young as well, young man, go out there and conquer the world. Young man, go out there. The world is your oyster. Oh, world is your oyster. Today, COVID has changed that. I say the world is no longer your oyster. The oyster is your world. And the oyster is your home. Consumers all over the world are more in their homes now and less outside. And therefore, everything needs to go into the home. And therefore, all design that you develop needs to be relevant for the in-home appreciation of your design inputs, which you're going to give in the future. Therefore, my dear friends, the work from home, the work from anywhere culture is making homes very important. All of a sudden, you will see there is a big demand in India for residential apartments of a large size, whereas office spaces, the demand is down, it's gone. Because people are saying, the world is not my oyster. The oyster is my home, and my oyster is the world, and I might as well improve the condition of my oyster so that I can actually grow. I can actually do everything from home. And that is the new reality you people are entering into the market with. So in the next few years, please focus on this. Focus on how design relevance, design originality, and design innovativeness can impact in-home use of design, which means that even a packet of tea that goes in has to be designed differently tomorrow because it goes into the home and people are appreciating it a lot more than before, when they would just buy the packet of tea and then they throw it out after taking what's inside. So packaging is becoming very important. The second thing out here is the important COVID reality. I keep saying that what Osama bin Laden did to the security services industry after the 9/11 bombing. You know what happened? The entire security services industry started booming. Every hotel, every office started getting extra security. People started investing in technology relating to security. And security industry, the size of which was X before 9/11, today it is 26x. The security industry in the world has grown by a value 26 times, all because of one incident, was the terror attack on the United States of America by Osama bin Laden. So what Osama bin Laden did to the security services industry, taking it from X to 26, COVID bin Laden, I'll call it that, is doing to the health services industry in the country. And this is a trend you people in design must look at. The health services part of the industry is going to grow dramatically. I don't know if it will grow up to 26 times, but the point is only time will tell whether we are going to go in that particular manner. If you really look at it, you are getting into the situation of studying when the work environment is all about surrounding ourselves with all the abilities of life within our own home or within the four confines of a room. The outdoor life is becoming the indoor life. And therefore, it's very important for you to create a career by disrupting the normal way of looking at things. It's important for you to say, I'm entering a career in design today when the products and services marketing space is getting changed very dramatically. There's a big deal of disruption going on. And because of this, I have to change the way I approach everything that you and I approach. Please note that suddenly, I don't know, some of you might have studied in your biology classes, there is something called a paramecium and there's something called an amoeba, the single-celled creatures. The amoeba is something that can morph and change its shape and become any shape. And that's why we call it amoeba, amoebic. Whereas the paramecium has only one shape and that shape does not change. In a post-COVID world, a design student needs to be an amoeba and not a paramecium. And that is the important thing that you have to look at. Another lesson I want to leave back to this batch of 2025 put together, let's say at Karnamati University, I would say that it's important for each one of you to plan in the future to have not one job, but to have two jobs. If not two, you should have three. Because if something happens to one job, you have an option for the other. Gone are the days when people would work in one job and spend 25, 30 years of your life and retire in that job. The new way is maybe you'll be working from 8 in the morning to 12 in the afternoon on one job and from 2 in the afternoon to about 6 in the evening on another job. That is the reality. Life is changing completely. And as our life changes, it's extremely important for you to get a skill first, which you will get in your education here. After getting it, you should reskill, you should upskill, you should cross-skill, and you should learn technology, because the future of marketing, future of business, and the future of branding is going to undertake a big change. Therefore, even as you do it, my recommendation is you have to brand yourself. Please treat yourself as a brand. You're entering a design career. There are brands in the market. There's a brand called Red Label Tea. There's a brand called Apple. There is a brand called Flipkart. And there is a brand called Ravi Shrestha, which is you. Whatever your name is, you must note that in your education, in your research, in your study, in your social media presence, in the blogs that you will put together, in the portfolio of work that you'll put together and put digitally up, you're building a brand personality of yourself. Invest in your brand, respect your brand, and say that you have the ability to be recognized not only locally, but across India and maybe across the world as a brand. There is no reason why any of us cannot become a super brand, a big brand. There is a lady called Bibi Russell. Let's go to Bangladesh. She focuses on khadi and design in khadi. And guess what? She's a world figure. There are people all over who come from rural areas, people who come from small town background. My dear friends, in design, you don't have to know how to speak English beautifully. No need. You don't have to know how to speak Hindi beautifully, poetically. No need. It is not about talking. It's about doing. And getting to do is a process which, again, I'm saying is observational. The ability to see with your eyes, hear with your ears, smell with your nose, taste with your tongue, and of course, touch, and of course, the sixth sense. Please develop that. That's all I'm saying you must develop, because at Karnavati, you will get the opportunity to expose yourself to all these aspects. You have a beautiful set of faculty, very intelligent, very devoted, very dedicated. And I think each one of them is going to hold your hand and take you to the next level of achievement. Dream big, my dear friends. That's very important. In the world of sales and marketing, it's very important to dream big. And you're entering into sales and marketing world, even if you're in design, because you're actually creating designs for the world of sales and marketing. Please make sure that you dream big. Dream big and achieve big. Achieve big so that people are able to look at you and say that you are a great person. But again, the last thing I want to say out here is that when you position yourself, when you actually create for yourself an aura, an attitude, do it honestly. Branding is honesty. Branding is integrity. I keep saying there are 3 types of chickens in the world, I know. There is 1 chicken, 2 chickens, and 3 chickens. The first chicken is the chicken which all the chickens lay an egg. What does a chicken do best? It lays an egg. First chicken lays an egg. Second chicken lays an egg. Third chicken lays an egg. The 3 chickens have all laid an egg. The egg is the product. The design of the egg is the same. All eggs look alike. The utility of the egg is the same. The ability of the egg is the same. But the marketing way of every chicken is different. What does each chicken do? There is the first chicken, which is called the shy chicken. The shy chicken looks at that egg and says, oh, it's only an egg. I will sell it to the world. So it says product quality is 100. The chicken looks at the market and says, I have laid an egg. It whispers. Product quality is 100 and the chicken says it's laid an egg with 2%. What does it do? Nobody hears what is happening. But those who hear what is happening, who come to see it, they come with an expectation of 2% delivery. They'll say, what? It sounds like an egg. And when they see the egg, they get 100 delivery. So they get plus 98 positive strokes. They're very happy and they go back. The second chicken is what I call the honest chicken. It's laid an egg. It looks at the egg and says 3 times, I have laid an egg, I have laid an egg, I have laid an egg. It looks at the egg. Qualities of the egg is 100. It says what it wants to say with 100. It is an honest chicken. It does not tell less story. It does not tell more story. Everybody who comes to see the egg, they come with expectation of 100 delivery, and when they see the egg, they get 100 delivery. They're happy. The third chicken, the last chicken, it looks at the egg and says, oh my God, it's an egg. If I have to sell it, I have to shout a lot. So it shouts, I've laid an egg, I've laid an egg, I've laid an egg, you know. Egg quality is 100. It starts shouting 400. It's laid a stupid egg. It thinks it's laid an asteroid and is shouting as if it's laid an asteroid. Everybody comes running to see the egg because the shouting is so much. 400 shouting. And when they come, they get 100 delivery. All of them smash the egg and go. Moral of the story, my dear friends, and this is the last point I want to talk to you students. You have to be an honest chicken. You have to be an honest chicken. If your product quality is 100, you will talk only 100. If your quality as a design student, if your quality as a design person is 100, you will talk only 100. Don't talk less. Don't talk 400. The real honest chicken will grow in the India of the future. My dear friends, please invest with a great degree of passion in your education. Please invest and work hard. Believe in research. Believe in learning all the subjects you learn. But believe in learning the power of observation with your eyes, nose, tongue, touch, hearing, and the sixth sense. And make sure that you do it with integrity. Not one word of yours must be a lie. Your design lie can be a very costly lie. Do not lie ever in your design. Do not ever rob a design. Do not ever copy a design without crediting the designer. Respect the intellectual property that belongs to someone. And guess what? If you just do these two things, the observational education and integrity in anything that you do, the sky is the limit. I come from a small town in India. It doesn't matter. I come from a village called Bijoor. It doesn't matter. What matters is, am I good in what I offer to deliver? And second is, am I honest and am I delivering honestly? With that, ladies and gentlemen, all the best in your design career. Take care. If those of you who wish to ask me any questions, we can't do it online, but you're welcome to mail me. You can mail me at harishbijoor@hotmail.com, or you can get me on Twitter or on LinkedIn or on Instagram. And if you send me a question saying that you were at this Karnamati University gathering, I promise to reply to you. Take care. God bless. Bye.
Thank you, Harish, for that very enriching session. You helped explain in very simple and effective words the growing need for designers, especially in India in the next few years, the importance of all sensory observation, the integration of technology in design education and practice, and most importantly, the opportunities and learnings given to us during this pandemic. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and insights on the promotion of products and services with our new students as they embark on their journey in this very exciting world of design. Thank you again for making the time for us at UID, and we would love to have you on campus once things are a little better. Thank you and have a nice evening.
Thank you. Namaste.